Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna make a topic video. It's something came to my head and came to my, it was an idea of mine and thinking about the gaming industry. And the video is titled, of course, why I think that Devil May Cry have more impact on the gaming industry than Resident Evil. Now granted, these two games have big impact on the gaming industry as a whole. But I believe, as definitely as years have gone by in today's day and age, I kind of see now that Devil May Cry has influenced more games than any other game, than Resident Evil. I know that Resident Evil have made, a big impact on the gaming industry as a whole. Basically, it revolutionized the over-the-shoulder third-person shooting. It basically made what third-person shooting game actually is. So that's basically all they did, and basically, of course, changing the game industry. They flipped it upside down when it comes to that genre. It's just like one simple thing, which basically just third-person over-the-shoulder, and every single game kind of copied it. Now we get definitely games, of course, that copies the style, and copies Resident Evil 4, which is just like games like Dead Space and Evil Within. Devil May Cry, however, has influenced more games, and let me tell you, the character action genre has been big for a long time. And let me tell you, why I think. Look at the games that Devil May Cry influenced. Without Devil May Cry, there wouldn't be God of War. There won't be Ninja Gaiden making a comeback. Even though Ninja Gaiden's been around for a long time, but it was a side-scrolling slasher. It wasn't a hack and slash game. It was more of a side-scrolling game. So, and what other games that got influenced? Let me think. Oh yeah, your Precious Soul games and Elden Rings that you guys been loving it so much. Where did it came from? Where did all that came from? Devil May Cry. It's a hack and slash game. You're slashing your enemies. Where that came from? Where did that hack and slash genre start? Devil May Cry. So you see how much the Devil May Cry series influenced gaming, and just finding out as years go by and these Souls games came to existence, and these games like this type of action, like heck, Metal Gear Rising. So I forgot about Metal Gear Rising. Without Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Rising wouldn't even exist. Heck, to a certain degree, Final Fantasy would not change to basically a RPG slash hack and slash game. You see, with the most the modern Final Fantasy games. So it just definitely just shows how much the Devil May Cry series impacted these games in a big way. Impacted the gaming industry a lot, and I'm definitely I realized that a little bit a few days ago. It's like Devil May Cry influenced way too many fucking games. So y'all motherfuckers should goddamn respect the Devil May Cry name. You think Devil May Cry did nothing to the gaming industry? It did a whole lot more than Resident Evil. It did a whole lot more than Resident Evil. I don't know why I held the pause right there. That's what it is. So it just shows me the Resident Evil franchise have influenced games like even though heck, Resident Evil wasn't even the originator of survival horror. It was Alone in the Dark. However, Resident Evil, all it did, it made survival horror what it is to the general public, even though it was around before the originator of survival horror and all that stuff came from Alone in the Dark. While Devil May Cry was an original idea that came to light, and you see these games coming in. You know why you love the Dark Souls games and the Elden Ring games that got more popular? Because of Devil May Cry. It's a hack and slash game. You're hacking and slashing enemies. Duh. What'd you use? Use swords. Where that idea came from? Devil May Cry. Come on now. You guys cannot say, no, it doesn't. It does its own thing. What's the core gameplay? What you doing? You shooting enemies? Or you hacking and slashing with your sword and other weapons? I rest my case, guys. I rest my case. You guys know how much the Devil May Cry series has been you know how the series is nowadays, and the series was Capcom basically just neglected. But yeah, that's basically the whole point of the video. I know this is a very short video. It's not me rambling like crazy, but it's a little something I've kind of realized nowadays compared before, and how much the Devil May Cry franchise had, became big, and with it spawned a whole heap of franchises. And of course the title's gonna be called, why Devil May Cry influenced more games than Resident Evil. That's basically it. That's the title of this video. And I know this is a small ass video, and there's not that much to say. It's just because people might come in the comments, and it's not really an unpopular opinion. It's a fact. I'm sorry, but this is truth. This is I'm making a valid point here. Yeah, I made a valid point. If you don't believe me, you think I said it's wrong, well, tell in the comments. I would like to hear your opinion. Do you think that I was telling the truth, or you guys think it's like a whole different thing entirely? I personally think without Devil May Cry, the other hack and slash games and the Souls games wouldn't even cease to exist. And that's all I have to say about that. So guys, what do you think? Leave down in the comments. Yeah, it's a pretty short video, so deal with that. So I need to try to get a little bit of content. So yeah, just a little something to say and voice my opinion. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.